It's rare that I plan and record a whole video and then I release it, and the same day that I launch it, it becomes obsolete. Well, not obsolete. Let me explain. The moment I release this knowledge bases video, where I walk you through the 3 different levels of knowledge bases for voice agents, specifically building on Retell. Level 1, use the Retell knowledge bases. It's the simplest way to go, but not as effective. Level 2, put it in the prompt. Level 3, put it in the prompt and make it a dynamic variable. Okay, you can go check out that video if you're interested. But what happened when I released that video is they released this one feature, an advanced setting in knowledge bases, that allow you to adjust how the knowledge bases retrieves the information and how relevant you need the information to be. And I've been waiting 1.5 years to show you this, because I had this set up for a workshop that I did for a team of data scientists that walks into knowledge bases and what are our goals of knowledge bases. We all understand that if you have a knowledge base, you want to extract relevant info from the knowledge base, right? Of course. The guy in question that I want you to think about as we step into understanding these advanced settings for knowledge bases that have, I think, huge potential, is when an agent uses a knowledge base, what is the best approach to ensure the best relevant data is retrieved? The word relevant here is the keyword, but it can mean different things in different use cases. So how we get there are these 2 terms that we use in data science: high precision and high recall. And the best way to understand that is this visual. You have a whole set of documents. That's the wide oval. And inside of all those documents are the documents you actually want to retrieve for any one user query. So these high relevance documents are not every document. You just want to retrieve those. Your agent's ability to retrieve as many relevant documents as possible is called precision. That's a requirement number 1 for high relevance. But we are also interested in not giving the agent irrelevant documents that might confuse it. So whatever documents are irrelevant, we want to stay away from. So as few irrelevant documents that we can give the agent is called recall. If you have high precision, where you're giving a lot of very relevant documents, and high recall, where you're giving very few irrelevant documents, that is how we get to give the agent relevant information. Here's all the relevant documents, but only the ones that are relevant. Well, what if you only have one document? What if you have like your website that got scraped? It still works the same way, because when doing knowledge bases, what gets practiced is something called chunking. You don't give the knowledge base the whole document. You give it chunks of the document that are smaller, more manageable, so your agent doesn't get overwhelmed by having to read a whole document when a single user query gets asked. The issue that most knowledge base providers have is they offer either too many options or too few options. And I think that Retell did a great job at offering just the right amount of options and the right type of options. So if you go to knowledge bases, we're going to add one of the knowledge bases that I had before, 100 Million Lost Chapters by Alex Hormozi. And we're going to go into these advanced settings. We're going to adjust KB retrieval. And these are the 2 options that you have. How many chunks do you want to retrieve? Both of these metrics will depend on your use case. Whatever number you choose, all it will mean is don't retrieve more than 5. So at max, it will retrieve 5 chunks, because similarity threshold helps define how strict the system is when matching those chunks. This second one is akin to recall, where you're limiting how many irrelevant documents you get. So if you increase this number, you're going to get less documents, but that are highly relevant. But you know what the really hard thing about knowledge bases is? That if you try to maximize how many relevant documents you get, and only relevant documents, you might actually leave some relevant documents out because you're trying to minimize the irrelevant documents. So what if you try to feed more documents into the agent, so you're retrieving way more, but you're also retrieving way more garbage that is irrelevant and the agent should not really know about? So what's the sweet spot in between? It depends on your use case. And I'll give you a few examples. Number 1, medical use case. Let's say that you have a bunch of documents about some diseases, and some of those diseases are diabetes. You have diabetes type A and diabetes type B. If the user says the word diabetes, you don't want to extract only one document, because what if you're extracting the wrong one? So you would want to extract a lot of documents, but what if some of those documents are irrelevant and now they're feeding the wrong information to the user? The secret in this case is in the similarity threshold. Retrieve up to 10 documents, but make sure they are highly relevant to what the user is asking. Then use case number 2 is for a business that sells products and they have pricing in the knowledge base. So if you want to retrieve pricing, you would want to retrieve only a few chunks, maybe up to 2 or up to 3 chunks. And the similarity threshold has to be really high. Why? Because you only want to extract the pricing of the one item that matches, not all the other pricings. And then use case number 3 is, for example, when you have a book. You have a book, the same themes go throughout the book, but expressed in very different words, in very different topics. So you would want to increase the amount of chunks you retrieve and lower the similarity threshold, something around 0.5, 0.4. That starts getting you very irrelevant documents. Generally, I recommend 0.6. But the point here is understand your use case. In this book, there are certain topics that come up over and over again, but explained in very different ways. So they might not all be similar to, what does Hormozy say about topic X? Well, he talks about it in many different ways. So you're going to want to retrieve multiple chunks that are not so strict in similarity that they might get lost. And then I'm going to leave you with a bit of a bonus, which is what are some fine settings that could work in most use cases. I truly recommend that you understand your use case, you understand your client, and very importantly, understand your documents. What is best for you is going to be different than for the next person and for the next use case. But generally, I think Retell has done a fair job at the default of 3 documents at 0.6 similarity. And if you're wondering, how does this guy know so much about knowledge bases? I've been a data scientist for 8 years, and I did do a workshop on how to make better RAG across very different dimensions, but it became so relevant to pull out this lesson from a year and a half ago to actually give you an explanation on why this new addition from Retell is so cool. So thank you, Retell, for thinking of us and making our life as builders easier. You do not need 8 years in data science to get this. I wanted to make this a bit of an advanced lesson and share with you kind of the deeper understanding of how RAG works and how knowledge bases works. So, Retell making my video completely obsolete on the day of launch was actually kind of a reigniting of a fire that I have for the world of data science. So thank you, Bing. Thank you, Retell. And they didn't sponsor this video, so it's a funny kind of collaboration. Thank you all. Remember to check out the resources below. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, fix your knowledge bases, that's in the link below. If you want to join our school community and kind of like bring your own questions, we have 4 live sessions a week, and I'm excited to see you there. Please remember to never stop prompting.